So, gotta be honest, I have not been feeling like filming this week. So if you notice, we had a Sunday premiere and I've been on radio silent. And that's why, I don't know, and when I went to go film, it was like I couldn't say nothing. But then I got something in the mail and I want to share. And so then I was like, okay, let's go and get this done. So that's right. This year I am going to really start getting into my collections. And of course, I have been asked this numerous times to do this collection. So I'm finally doing it. And I'm gonna work on making sure, like, at least once a week I do some type of collection. You know, not whether it be like a note collection or something like that. But we got enough in here that we can do collections every week. I think I can make a collection happen every week. So let's talk about this collection, which of course is Dreamhouse-Ikiryo. So if you want to hear about Dreamhouse-Ikiryo and some upcoming new releases, don't go anywhere. All right, so let's talk Dreamhouse-Ikiryo. First off, I will always say thank you to my boy Jerry from ShySen773. I'm gonna put his picture up here because y'all know who Jerry is. And I'm gonna put his channel in the description box. For him, you know, us talking, doing our live streams, and him telling me about Dreamhouse-Ikiryo, telling me about Secret Squirrel, Vincent, the owner, and me trying it out. And, you know, in my little sarcastic way, I was like, yeah. And falling in love and now owning so many from the brand. All right, so Dreamhouse-Ikiryo is of course an indie perfume brand. It is, the owner and perfumer is his name is Vincent. And I will always say that Dreamhouse-Ikiryo is very much in his aesthetic. If you see the things that he does, he's very much into, he writes, he's an artist, he writes, he does films and things, and he, and his style. If you ever see Vincent, he's very kind of steampunkish. I don't know if that's what he calls himself, but he has this kind of steampunk vibe. Not to the serious level of it, but he has this kind of like gothic gentleman vibe, you know, that when you see Steven. If you would like to see what I mean, I'm actually going to try to find the video because Steven from Red Lessons has actually met Vincent and filmed, and they did an interview. So I'm gonna put it in the description box. I'm gonna try to look for it so you can see what I mean. But he is out of San Francisco. He has a definite style about his fragrances. They are very unique. They have an otherworldly vibe to me, and a slightly gothic, kind of puts you in the mindset of being someplace that is, how do I want to say it? Like, for me, it reminds me of, let me say what I think of when I think of Vincent's vibe and style for his fragrances. I think of Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire series. These would fit in perfectly with the Interview with the Vampire series. I could definitely see Lestat wearing one of these. I could definitely see Lewis. I could definitely see this being fragrances that these, like, the main the characters were wearing there. So let's talk about them. Let me see how many I think I have. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And let me grab these other ones. 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. So I own 19 fragrances from the house of Dreamhouse-Ikiryo. So clearly I know a little bit about him, and clearly we can say that I am a dream house hoe. So let's get started. Before I forget, let's talk about the dream house aesthetic, which coincides with who Vincent is. Each bottle has imagery based on what he sees, perceives what this represents, the fragrance. And then of course he has this kind of wax dripping, like he is doing a like they used to seal letters and things in the Renaissance, in the Middle Ages and things. And then of course he has his seal on it, so which goes with what I said, you know what I'm saying? Now you see where I'm going with this. Okay, so let's talk about this one. This is Eidolon. All right, Eidolon is this boozy cherried fragrance. It has a little cappuccino in it, has cognac, it has divana, so it has a slight floral, but really it has this it smells like cherry wine. It smells like boozied up. It smells like a cherry wine with a little bit of chocolate in it. Oh, and a little bit of woods to bring it down so it's not too much. So you gotta have that wood in it, so it gets that woody vibe to it. And just this is a delicious. I think I have let people try it out. Once let me say this, I use this up, I will be getting another one. Just so you know, most of these I will be getting another one. This is Oneirogen. This is a tea. This is a berry tea fragrance. Think amethyst, but more elevated. And amethyst is Lalique's amethyst. It's a beautiful fragrance, but this is even more, this is a little more elegant. Just a little more, elevated. Has a little gothic vibe to it. Little muskiness to it as it dries down, but it is a berry tea. Next up is this one, and you can barely see it, but this is called White Rabbit. This is a gardenia. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is not for everybody, because this is very old school, very lush, very voluminous on your skin. So this is a very beautiful white floral gardenia. But like I said, it's very lush and very voluminous, and it is like being in a southern garden in the evening. A really, well done, like Charleston, South Carolina, New Orleans. It definitely gives you that vibe. That is White Rabbit. Now the next two can only be found at Perfumology. I will be putting where you can purchase the website, but I also will tell you Perfumology for these two particular ones. And this is Chocognac. Ooh, baby. This is chocolate, this is cognac, and this is ylang ylang. He calls it sexual chocolate, and that's what it is. He makes one of the best chocolate scents that I can wear. I have actually gotten rid of a lot of chocolate scents that I have had in the past, because something about them did not sit well on my stomach when I wore them. The scent was just too much. But this is perfect. But this is like this white chocolate, and it's got a little incense, but I'm telling you, it's chocolate cognac, and as you wear it, the ylang ylang comes out, and it is very sexy and sensual. Can I say that correctly? I don't know. Let me try. Now this one is called In Perpetuum, and this one was created to honor Carlos, the Brooklyn fragrance lover. And this one is got tea in it, but what it has that really stands out to me, it's got this it has Lily of the Valley, which of course is, considered something for, when people pass. But it has this deep, rich, ambery, yet just really kind of mysterious vibe to it. There is nightshade in it. I don't know if that's what I'm smelling, because honestly, I don't know what nightshade smells like. But it definitely has this vanilla in it. It has a little amber. It has some tea in it, so it has this little, you know, it's a little tea based. But it is just really, like, for instance, I tried a sample of this. I knew I had to have it. When I first tried out Dreamhouse-Ikiryo, this was one of the ones I sampled, and I was like, oh my God, I have to have this. So this is in Perpetuum. Next up is Rose of Venus. This is an incensey rose. It is. It's a beautiful, just incensey rose. And the incense is like almost churchy. So this is like almost like, if you like that kind of almost churchy incense, which I do, it leans to truly frankincense. It gives off that frankincense incense vibe, and then you put the rose in, and it is stunning. This is Oneirogen. This is white chocolate and passion fruit and musk. Now it's got a little something else in it, but that's really what it is. It's white chocolate, passion fruit, and musk. And I love the combination of white chocolate and passion fruit. I love it in truffles and chocolate truffles, and I love the scent of it. And so you get that slight tartness from the passion fruit, but it is balanced with the white chocolate, that sweet creaminess from it, and then you add some musk to really round it out. So that is what Oneirogen is. It is, he says, because on his site, he will tell you how it leans. And he says it is 90% feminine, and I have to agree. So it has that really girly, flirty vibe to it. So that's Oneirogen. Next up is Ruby. And this is a little slightly spicy with a little pepper. But what it has a grapefruit in it that actually gives it kind of like a zing to it. So it gives it this kind of splash of citrus. And then it has a little amber in it. But it's like it's primarily a chocolate fragrance with a little pepper in it. So it's a spicier chocolate. But the grapefruit gives it this kind of tartness. So it's like a tartness that's really beautiful on the skin. Yeah, it has this tart pink grapefruit vibe. So you smell the pink grapefruit with the chocolate and the pepper. So it's a spicier chocolate with this like tartness, citrusy tartness from the pink grapefruit. Little sweetness, because you know pink grapefruit has a little sweetness to it, and then some amber in it. So that is Ruby. I haven't worn it as much because there's some that I really love, and so I'm going to start giving her a little more love. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to put her on my carousel. So Ruby right there. All right, so this one is called Dreamwalking. Now, this is a rose fragrance, as you can tell by the picture on here. It has rose de mai and damask rose, so it has that kind of vintagey, rosy vibe to it. But it also has a tartness from lemon. And then, I'm sorry, but I really do love his fragrances. I mean, like, I really do. Like, when I smell them, I'm like, damn, this smells good. But it has that, and then it has a little, so he has some florals, and he's got some musk in it and a little moss. Now here's the interesting thing. I'm finding that I kind of like moss in fragrances because it gives it this earthiness that's a little interesting, because usually it's oak moss and you get this woodiness, but when you get that moss, it's greener. So it's kind of like a green earthiness. It is so pretty. And that lemon lifts up the rose, because like a lot of times Vincent's fragrances can be very deep and rich and, like, you know, like I said, very gothic. Well, this has a gothic nature, but more of like being out in the country. This feels like a picnic during Edwardian times. You know what I'm saying? It gives that vibe. Like I would be dressed up and having cucumber sandwiches. That's the kind of vibe, but with a modern twist. So this would be something like, there's some, like if I was going to Afro punk, I would wear something like this because it's summertime. I don't want something super heavy, but I want to be in the mood. And this would vibe with Afro punk. Next up is Mardella. This is kind of more of a, I wouldn't say a gourmand, but it has gourmand tendencies. It is smoky. It has tonka bean. It has a little vanilla. It's got a little incense, and it has nutmeg, and it has my ylang ylang. Y'all know I am a sucker for ylang ylang. So it has that, and then it has some deer musk in it. So it has this really musky vibe underlined with the smokiness. And then just slightly boozy. That's Mardella. So it has gourmand tendencies. So it has like a gourmandish vibe, but it isn't a true gourmand. It is just really kind of like a seductive, sexy, bad girl fragrance. Mardel is definitely that. All right, next up is Anna Archidona. Now, I have to be honest, this isn't one of my favorites. It isn't. The reason why I'm saying that is because this is a woody fragrance, and I'm not a woody fragrance girl. This definitely has this, he wanted to smell like dead wood. It has like a dead wood vibe. And so it has this dryness to it. It has some spices in it, and a little sweetness. But on me, it reads very dry and woody. Now, in its defense, when I layer it with something, like add a little sweet vanilla to it, you know, or even like a plummy vibe to it, really sings. It has a little peach in it, so I have an idea, something else I want to play with it. So I can layer it with some things, and then it works on my skin. But honestly, I could give this as a gift to, like, but I'm not even gonna front. I could give this to my son, and I know it would smell just really, really good on him. He would smell, and he would just stand out. He would just stand out because we know ain't nobody else got this. All right, so this is Anne Boleyn. This is Anne Boleyn. Let's try that again. Okay. This is a Rose Peony, which is so different than my other ones. The usual Rose Peony I have is a bright spring vibe. You know, hey, we're going to wear it in the spring. We're going to smell good. This one is, of course, amped up. It is a lot deeper. It has a little incense in it, a little vanilla, a little brandy. So if you are used to like a rose peony combination and it's very spring-like and it makes you feel like, yay, no, not this one. And she's a little more mysterious. She's got a little more depth to her. She is serving, hey, yes, I love the florals, but I love the deep, rich, vibrant florals. I love the sensual. I love the erotic. I love the mysterious florals. So that is Anne Boleyn, a Rose Peony, if you want to step up your Rose Peony game. All right, the next one up is, now the next three I'm going to show you are not on his website now, but I'm going to tell you about them because on occasion he brings back fragrances, because some of the fragrances that are on there now have been brought back. So this one is La Belle dans sans femme. No, dans sans merci. This is a sweet, seductive, comes off a little vanilla, a little boozy, chocolate, a little chocolate vibe. This is very This borders on gourmand, but like I said, it really isn't. It's just a nice, beautiful, it's got little florals in it. I'm not sure which ones were honestly off the top of my head. But yeah, this is a gorgeous, just really sweet, ambery, very gets a little woody and creamy at the bottom, at the base. This is gorgeous. Now this one is called Medusa, but this is the floral Medusa. Right now, the original, there's two. This is Medusa Floral, whereas Medusa, there's another Medusa that is on the website. Now, the thing about this is that it's a really weird fragrance. It has the notes of stone and ember in it, so it has this really kind of rocky, stony vibe, and slightly like embers, like something has been on fire, not tobacco, but like woods, so like woody, so it's like this smoked wood. And then it has a little berry note to it. Now the difference is with this one is that it has a little more floral. So this has those same aspects of Medusa, which is the stone, the embers, this like buried vibe, and with the little, you know, a little spiciness, but then he threw in some extra florals. So it has a floral nature to it too. So that is Medusa Floral. Now this one, and as I've told, now, a few of these, honestly, they have been gifted to me. But I'm not saying, and one of them that I was gifted was Anna Arcadona, which is one of the ones that I'm not a big fan of, just being honest. Okay, let's not say that. It's not that I'm not a big fan of it. It's just not my style, but I can work with it. This one is called Courrenes de Toussaint. Now, when I was ordering, when this was on the website, I looked at it, went past it. I don't know why he decided to send it to me, and I'm glad he did. And the reason why I didn't want it, because it had a geranium note, and the notes just seemed a little blah to me. I'm just gonna be honest. But when I got it, it was like this really, it's a floral, but the floral is unexpected, because usually we get florals and they're, you know, they smell like roses or jasmine, but this has this old school bouquet vibe. So like, if you know, like when you go get a bouquet from like the store and they have the geraniums in them and they have like the carnations, that's what this is. There's a certain amount of it that gives you that vibe, but then it's of course elevated and sophisticated, and then he has some woodiness to it. So it was an unexpected, really enjoy it. I want to put it on. Fragrance. Yeah, because it has this kind of like this woody floral, but the floral is just like understated. That's what I want to say. It's more of an understated floral, where it's not as big and voluminous as some, like, you know, Anne Boleyn or Dreamwalking or Rose and Venus. This is a very understated with a woodiness floral, which is really, I like it for like fall. It vibes like fall, like, you know, when the leaves are changing, but you still want to have a little floral on, but you want to kind of make it a little more understated. That's Courrenes de Toussaint. Now, next ones I'm going to talk about are some of my absolute favorites from the line. Absolute favorites. I put these last. One of them, you know, is going to happen, what it is, so don't even trip. But let me tell y'all about these. This is Candyman. This is Vincent's Gourmand, his little sweet tooth one. And it has a sweet toothness to it. It has peach. It has vanilla in it. Then let me see if he put any, because he, you know, Vincent loved him some. All right, so let's just talk about my favorites, right? And so Out of all these, I want to put these at the, I don't know. All right, get out of that. All right, so let's talk Candyman. Candyman is Vincent's take on a sweet tooth gourmand. I love it because it's not so tooth-achingly sweet that I cannot wear it, but it has enough sweetness that I want to wear it. And it's a very sophisticated gourmand, sweet gourmand. It has a mango in it. It has a little osmanthus to give it a little apricot-y vibe, a little cocoa in it, give it a little chocolatey vibe. And a little, and then a coconut. And the coconut, let me tell you, the coconut is only there to create that creaminess. So it gives it that creaminess, but it's not like, so it's not in your face coconut. It's more like mango. So the fruits are just like real understated and elegant and laid back, but delicious. And then it has some tobacco to give it a smokiness. So this is Candyman. Next up is Ghostdance. Ghostdance is a blackberry oud. It has some tobacco, has some other things in it, but really what it is to me is this really gorgeous berry oud, which is very rare to hear about. So that's why I love it so much, because when I first got it, let me be honest, I was just buying it because I was buying some Vincent. I think he had a sale and I was like, oh, this sounds kind of good, but let's see. But when I got it and then I put it on one day and I was like, damn, this is so good, because it doesn't deal with rose or anything, but what it is like this sweet berried oud with a little bit of whiskey. So it's got a little booziness to it. Can you tell that he likes to throw a lot of booze in his fragrances? It's got a little whiskey, so it's got a little booziness to it, but that blackberry and oud, I should pair this with Lalique's Amethyst and really see how this plays, because I think that might be kind of cute, y'all. Let me try it out. All right, so that is Ghostdance. And then, of course, where's she at? What do I do with her? Oh, here she is. This is Sugaring. Now, Sugaring is a boozy peach cobbler. I keep saying that, and that's exactly what it is. Oh, man. This is one of the juiciest sweet peach. It's not too sweet. It's like a juicy peach cobbler. Because you know how that peach in the cobbler isn't too sweet. It's just sweet enough. And then you got that little spice in it. And then I've had like a little booziness in my peach cobbler. I throw some, and then you get a little booze in it. Yes, this is that. And then finally, of my full bottles, this, just say it with me, my favorite that I've been waiting for. I finally got it. He finally released it. Bees and Butterflies. This is a honeyed floral. That's all I'm gonna say, because I have been talking about this way too much. So if you know, you've watched any of my earlier videos, my best of 2022, you know this is Bees and Butterfly. It's actually in, is it in my best of? I think so. But this is Bees and Butterfly. This is one of the most beautiful, stunning honeyed florals I have ever smelled. All right, so that is Bees and Butterflies. Now, let's talk new releases, because some of y'all are here for that. Don't worry, I'm gonna put the chapters in so y'all can get to the new releases. All right, so here are the new releases. These will be released Valentine's Day. This is his Valentine's Day collection. There's 4 that he sent me to sample. I'm going to tell you about them, and we'll talk about them, and I'll give you the notes and everything. So he has 3 coming out, and for Valentine's Day. One is called The Blush of Dawn. All he sent me was, it's rose and watermelon, and damn it, it is. I don't like La Imperatrice because the watermelon goes sour on me. It does not smell good. However, he has now made me want to have a watermelon fragrance, and that is this one. It is rose and it is watermelon. It is a juicy, sweet watermelon with rose. And as it dries down, the rose becomes more prominent, but you still get that juicy sweetness from the watermelon. It is exactly what it says it is, rose and watermelon. So this is the Blush of Dawn. Yes, I am getting it. Then the next one is this one. It's called Courrenes. Let me put that up so you all can see it. It's Courrenes. The notes are jasmine, stargazer lily, jasmine vert, liquor, lily of the valley, and musk. Y'all, it is a boozy jasmine in the beginning because it's got that jasmine liquor. But as it dries down, it becomes the most beautiful white floral. It's just very clear, crisp jasmine, and then it gets a little musky, and you get that musky as it musk as it dries down. So then it becomes this clear, crisp jasmine musk. Beautiful, stunning. I'm gonna have to pace myself how I buy these because, quite frankly, I can. Next week is Makari's birthday and Valentine's Day is Brooklyn's, so my coin's gonna be a little thin, but I want to get this one. This will be the first one I buy. The other Blush of Dawn I have to wait on, but I'm definitely getting Courrenes right away. Yes. Je te veux right here is opium, vanilla, magnolia, amber, incense, musk, brandy, sandalwood, woody notes, Peru balsam, nutmeg, and rose. Now this is the masculine scent of the three. So this leans more masculine. I like the way it smells. It's got this very, I did put it on, I can't remember where. It has this, ooh, it has this rich kind of ambery vibe, the vanilla and everything, but it definitely leans more masculine because it has this I can't even explain what I mean by it, but it's got a little spiciness. It's a little, but it's woody and spicy, and just leans a little bit more masculine, and that is his intention. So Je te veux is for the man in your life. The last one he sent me is going to be coming out later, a few weeks later, and it is called Evelyn Cecile, and this is dedicated to his mother. He's created this for his mom, in memory of his mother. And so this is going to be more expensive because of the ingredients used. So this has Bulgarian rose, Moroccan rose, Buddha wood, which I have never smelled before, oud, black pepper, white musk, vanilla, Peru balsam, and castas. So this is, when it first comes on, it's a little more oudy, woody in the beginning. So when I first sprayed it on, it was more woody vibe, but as it sat on my skin, the roses really came out. Now let me say this, the roses definitely read very old. They come up, they are very, you know, classic roses. They are not super fresh, they are not jammy roses, they are just a beautiful, stunning, classic rose. So I could see why he's calling this in memory of his mother, because it has a very classic, very mature vibe to it. Not in the, oh, you old woman. It just has this maturity to it, like a fragrance that has been around and has stood the test of time. So it is woody, and that I'm going to assume the Buddha wood balances out the oud, because the oud is strong, but it's not a in your face, irritating, you don't want to wear it oud. It's more of that, oh, this is oud, it's strong, but it's, you know, it's mellow, so it's got a smoothness to it. And then as it dries down, you get a little sweetness and a little muskiness from it. So that is Evelyn Cecile. I will be getting this one, but y'all knew that. Y'all knew that. It is what it is. All right, so that is my Dreamhouse-Ikiryo collection. Let me know if you've tried them, because I know quite a few of you all have some. Some of y'all got a lot. So just let me know what you got. Let me know what you like. What would you recommend to somebody? And if you've gotten that far, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you. Thank you, my hoes. Perfume Ho is out.